Hello you guys, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video guys, I'm going to be giving you an accumulation cheat sheet. Guys, if you're going to watch this video, I need you to pause it, I need you to get a notebook and actually write this down, because if I see you watching this and then I see you drop charts that look nothing like this, then you're not actually learning smart money concepts. You guys, it's more than order blocks, it's more than balances and a bunch of breaker structures that are actually not breaker structures, it's order flow. So in this video, we're going to talk about actually what you need to see in the charts. So a lot of you may know about the Wyckoff book, but you may be struggling to apply it because you may not understand pretty much what it's saying. So we're going to break that down here in this simple drawing, okay? So I recommend you draw this in your notebooks, okay? So first thing for accumulation, we have a selling climax. But before we get there, you guys may be wondering what this is. This is your trading range. This is what is not even taught in the book, you guys. And I teach all of this at Smart Money Academy. Like literally, if you join Smart Money Academy, you guys will be successful in 3 months. It's worth investment. I recommend if you actually want to reach the top stage, which is Wyckoff, other than, you know, small and balanced random strategies, because you have to know which one to use. So I teach trading range, which is really important. So your trading range is actually determined by your selling climax and your automatic reaction. So if you look at the book, that's your first two pieces of candles. So these are representing candles. Now, we do have a PS, which we'll talk about later, but it's actually not that important. Like the PS does not define a schematic at all, but our selling climax and AR does. Now, I'll tell you something else, okay? When you're looking for schematics, you're actually not going to look for it from left to right. You're going to look for it from right to left. So I'm just drawing it out in this order for the sake of the video. But on the chart, you're not going to look at it this way. Why? Because you're going to think everything is a selling climax AR. I teach you how to really understand which ones are actually the useful ones. So after that, we have our second test. Okay, so that's when we, you know, kind of create the trading range and then we test the same area. We can come out a little bit, but let's just make it a normal second test. Now, I asked you guys what you want to see. Somebody said change of character. We'll talk about the last phase of change of character. The first phase of change of character is not relevant, again, just because you're always going to feel like you're seeing this, right? So anytime you get on the chart, it's almost like you can mark up anything as selling climax ARST, right? And then be like, oh, change your character and start following along and there's no schematic, right? You can say PS selling climax AR second test anywhere. So that's why you kind of have to understand the rest of the schematic, and the first phase is not that important right away. Just pay attention to the trading range. That's the most important thing once you have your selling climax and your AR, which you're not going to notice that until later. So you're going to have a test, and then you might have, you know, some other tests where you're just testing your trading range. Now, next part is ST as a SAL. Okay, so this can come before or after the UT. Let's just do it first. So ST as a SAL is when price actually comes outside the trading range and comes back in. So you either want bodies to close below or even get a full on candle outside of the trading range and candles coming back in. The difference with a ST and an ST as a SAL is the test may the wick may come out, some of the body may come out, but you want several candles closing, actually creating structure outside of the trading range and coming back in. Okay, so that's what your ST is a SAL. And if you guys join Smart Money Academy, we have so many examples of this because we have a chart gallery. So you can literally look at a bunch of charts that already have happened, and you have all these examples of actual charts, right? Unlike the book where you're just looking at the lines. Next, we have a UA, which is our up thrust. Now, for the up thrust, we have a rule, again, not in the book. Your up thrust needs to come back into the trading range 50%. So this is a trading range, so it needs to come back in 50%, so halfway through, okay? So we're not talking about retracing halfway to itself, we're talking about coming in halfway. So sometimes people may have the UA come here and kind of just consolidate, and they'll call this like a breaker structure or something. No, it needs to come back in 50%, okay? And then we're gonna have it create the spring. So the spring needs to be lower than the sign of weakness, and again, several bodies, not just a wick. You need structure to really come down and create that spring. Okay, so after that, sometimes you have an internal retest, or you can have price go up all right away and that's going to create your breaker structure. So your breaker structure is going to be from your up thrust to your sign of strength. Now, we also have something called trading range alignment. Trading range alignment is when your point of interest, aka your order block or your imbalance, actually aligns with the trading range that we drew before. Okay, so that means this imbalance, the gaps, right, because these are candles, either here or here, is actually aligned. And when I say aligned, I don't mean close. I mean it's like the exact number, exact entry, you guys. And again, that's Smart Money Academy secret sauce. There's actually a lot of secret things that are not fully in the complete book and stuff like that. So if you're not getting success from, you know, YouTube videos or reading the Wyckoff book, it's because there's actually a lot of secret confirmations that no one really talks about, okay? And I can talk about it here on YouTube, but in order to apply it properly each and every time, you definitely need examples and several zooms on how to do that. So this is where you would enter. Okay, so another private rule that we have is a previous point of interest. You want to be doing this in the right place, and again, I go over that in the academy. You want to make sure you're doing it in the right place, let alone the market cycle. But this is generally what you're looking for. So if you wrote down these rules, you guys should have 13 rules, and those are your confirmations. Okay, so if you have two imbalances, you should be able to choose the lowest one, but the one that has the best unhealthy price action, which you guys can search that under my videos as well, usually will be the better one. So if you don't know what unhealthy price action is, that's another video, but that's the difference. It's going to be the lowest one or the one that has unhealthy price action. So if this is a small gap and this is a big gap with UPA, then you would take this one. Okay, but these are your two options if you have trading range alignment. So I hope this video helped you guys. Ask any questions you have about each phase. Now you understand the reason why first change of character is not important, because again, you don't know when it happens, and this is way more important, the last phase, but you don't know that this is a schematic until you're at phase C, D. So don't go around chasing phase A and B and thinking everything is STs and SOWs until you see your spring in that breaker structure. So this is what I sometimes call a magic V, is this drop right here and then that retracement. So you're not entering a trade. Your alert is gonna be here. Once that breaker structure goes off, you're gonna evaluate everything else and your change of character, and then you're gonna go from there. Now, if you have a PS, your PS should be between your AR and your SC. If it's not, then it's not a PS. Okay, so again, your PS is not that relevant to anything, but it would be between your SC and AR. It is relevant to some things. Again, I talk about that in my academy. I'm not gonna make a whole video on it, but this is your general idea of how to do an accumulation. So I hope you guys got value. Have any questions, put it in the comments section. The link to my academy is in the bio. You can create a free account as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.